What's going on, everyone? So, De'Aaron Fox, something that I talked about a week or so ago, maybe even longer, was that we need to see De'Aaron Fox do a better job of better balancing the aggressive scoring as well as playmaking. Clearly, De'Aaron Fox watches the channel. He's subscribed because he actually did a much better job the last few games after that video. But no, in all seriousness, did talk about it, and he did do a better job, right? And I'm not saying he has to go and average 9 or 12 assists or anything like that. And I've talked about, even when like Stephon Castle gets back, right? Like, let Castle be the playmaker. Do worry about the turnovers, but he's young, he's inexperienced, right? Like, it'll come. We'll talk about it year 3, 4, 5, like as he continues to progress. If that still becomes a problem with him, then we need to talk about it. But right now, it's not something I think we really need to talk about. And then, you can always put the ball in De'Aaron Fox's hands at the end of games to kind of close things out. But even when Castle comes back, I do think you should let De'Aaron Fox be the shooting guard. I talked about it. And with Wemby and Castle out, you want Fox to be more aggressive, find his shot. But what I want to see from De'Aaron Fox, and what I think will be best for this Spurs team, obviously we got to actually see this team fully together for more than a game, right? But I think what will be best ultimately in the long run for the Spurs team is De'Aaron Fox being that aggressive scorer, looking for a shot, but he still needs to find that balance as the playmaker, right? I'm not saying he has to be like Chris Paul out there, right? But a lot of times you'll see De'Aaron Fox, even back to his Sacramento days, kind of get this tunnel vision, right? He starts seeing things through a keyhole, and he's not having things develop, which causes issues as a point guard because it's like that's your job, is to create, right, and make things out of nothing, right? And but De'Aaron Fox has always kind of been more of a two guard than a point guard. Like, he's been more, he's more of that, like, in the mold of like the Ja, the SGA type, Brunson type, than he is a Chris Paul type, where he's just out there picking teams apart with his playmaking. But he's a guy that can make plays. He's a guy that can make passes. And he's a guy that's done a much better job these last few games. Now, obviously, assists are based on guys hitting shots. Like the Minnesota game, guys didn't shoot very well, right? De'Aaron Fox, I don't really blame him too much for that. But you look at kind of the last like handful of games, right? So you have the Denver game, which in that Denver game, he didn't shoot the ball very well. He only had 15 points, but they got the win, and he had 12 assists. He did a great job of keeping guys involved, keeping guys engaged, finding his balance, being aggressive, right? Getting to his spots, doing all those things. He still got his 19 field goal attempts. He just didn't shoot the ball very well, but he still was able to find guys. He's going to have the ball in his hands more often than not. He's the second best player on this team. He's the leader. He's, the point guard, do guard type guy, right? But even beyond that, 8 assists, right, in that Portland game. It's not a coincidence that the games that the Spurs keep winning, he has more assists, right? Like, go down the list, right? He has 12 assists, W. 8 assists, W. 37 points, by the way, with 8 assists, W, right? 26-3, loss. 26-9, win. Right? Like, the one kind of outlier game was the Grizzlies game in which he scored 26-3. Right? So, again, he's got to be able to, A, take care of the basketball, which you look at the last 5 games, 3 turnovers, 3 turnovers, 2 turnovers, 2 turnovers, 3 turnovers, right? But you can't have games where you have as many turnovers as you do assists, right? It's not a coincidence that when the Spurs have 25 to 30 assists and under 15 turnovers, they win those games, right? Like, they're one of the best offenses in basketball. They're one of the best defenses in basketball. You're going to win a lot of games if you don't bail the opposing team out. And De'Aaron Fox needs to keep finding that space, keeps finding that rhythm, keep, finding ways that you want to keep guys invested. You want to keep guys involved. You don't want to become overbearing of the basketball, dribble the air out of the basketball because you're bailing out the opposing team, right? Like, we've all seen it with Sacramento and the Spurs, we've seen De'Aaron Fox when he starts over dribbling and he's dribbling there on the basketball. You're bailing me out if I'm the defender because I know what you're about to do. Right. So now if I'm defending Julian Champagnie and I start to sag off of him a little bit, I can comfortably start to be the help because I know you're not going to kick it out to him in the corner. Like, let's be honest. We know you're not. You're looking to score. You're over dribbling the basketball. You're starting to do your little dance. You're going to try to get to your spot in the mid-range and shoot over the top and try to get in your little office space, hit your shots and all that stuff. Like, you can see when De'Aaron Fox is looking to score, right? So it becomes predictable. De'Aaron Fox is just such a good scorer, especially in that like 15 in, that even though I know you're going to score, he still can score anyway, which is, again, a testament to the type of player he is, how good he is. But you're essentially putting everyone else on an island and you're making yourself much easier to defend. And then come playoff time, that's going to be an issue, right? But, you look at so far, right? He's played 10 games, right? And through the 10 games, he's averaging 24 points, which, again, we know he can do. I've talked about, he's had seasons where he's averaged 26, 27 points, right? That's not my concern. It's the assist totals, right? Like, he so far is averaging 7 assists. And a lot of that has been because these last, handful of games, he's getting you 9, 10, 11, 12 assists, right? So that really helps kind of balance your assist total. Obviously, again, you're going to have variation, right? You are. But like, look at the top kind of guy, like combo guys, like SGA. You could basically, he's going to go get his 30 or whatever, but you can basically clock him in for 5 to 7 assists, right? Think of guys like Luka, LeBron, Cade Cunningham, right? Like all these Josh Giddey, like these guys that can, yes, they can score the basketball, but they also can make plays, right? Like you basically, even on a bad assist night, it's not like their team is shooting the lights out and stuff like that. Even on a bad assist night, you still can clock them in for 5, 6 assists, right? It's the outlier where you're like, oh man, this guy just went and got 12, right? Like that's the thing. De'Aaron Fox has got to find that balance, especially that two-man game. That two-man game with our bigs, particularly Wemby, it's not been great. Now, part of that is just you need the reps and getting the timing down and stuff. He's also not ever really been great in that regard. Like Sabonis was able to do all kind of the playmaking and whatnot. So again, he's going to have to find that better balance. But he's done a much better job in these last like handful, basically since Wemby went down, right? He's done a much better job of scoring the basketball, going and getting you 26 a night, but also making plays, right? Because the shot's not always going to fall, but you can always pick teams apart with your playmaking. And we saw that in that Denver game in particular. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, a past question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.